I am going to one of the most famous beaches in the entire world. Whenever you think of Australia, you think of this beach first, before even the city that it's in, and that's Bondi. And I want to figure out what makes Bondi so famous in the first place, both objectively, but also personally as well. I find that I have a very personal connection to this beach. I usually come here whenever I need to figure things out, and I really want to dive deep into what makes Bondi so famous, so popular among all the tourists and all the locals. And I want to see, is it really worth the hype? Because a lot of the locals don't particularly love Bondi.
Oh, local ones go to Bondi. It's just full of backpackers and drowning cases.
The TV shows that were around this area, one of which is Bondi Rescue. It is still going. It's got 18 seasons. It's got some of the most iconic scenes that have really put this place on the map.
There are a lot of other beaches dotted along the coast of Sydney, and some are much better than Bondi. Why does that beach have such a world-renowned reputation? And that's what we're going to figure out.
So where I'm starting at the moment is Bronte Beach. Now it is also another local famous beach, and what makes it really famous is the walk that we're about to go on. It's called the Bronte to Bondi walk. The reason why it's so famous is because of the cliff sides that hug the coast, and it's got some really awesome ocean views as well. Literally last night when I was planning out this video, I noticed that there was an art exhibition in Sydney. Now, it's actually a really famous one. It's called Sculptures by the Sea. It's been running since 1997 and they host it every single year. Last time I've been there was like when I was a kid. But essentially they dot these sculptures all along this walk, and they invite either Australian or overseas artists to create these really cool sculptures. I'm really excited to go check those out, to be honest. I have a few things that I would like to tick off. I do want to show you a very classic Australian breakfast. It's called a bacon and egg roll, and I'm honestly fiending for one, so we're definitely going to get that. I also want to try and spot a dolphin or like whales in the ocean. It's very common to see them, especially around Bondi. And I have this hill, it means a lot to me, this hill in Bondi, that I used to sit at, and you can actually see whales and dolphins. So that's my plan. Hopefully we can actually spot some. I find Bondi as that tourist trap. I mean, I used to go there as a kid, but you don't normally go there on your first pick for a beach in Sydney. Usually you would go up further north or go down south towards the national park. So it's very rare that you'll see a lot of people going to Bondi, but it's still such a great beach. Objectively speaking, I think it's because of the lifestyle, and the lifestyle of Bondi is that of a very active lifestyle. And you'll see a lot of people running, cycling, walking their dogs. That's really a major selling point. The lifestyle of this area in Sydney is very fit, very active. Now the people, most of them are backpackers really, and that kind of reinforces the point that Bondi is just so incredibly famous, because when you speak to any backpacker that comes here, they all tend to live in the east, which is around the beaches. You gotta ask the question, why? All right, some of those sculptures look pretty cool. Now, to be honest with you, there is one that I'm really excited for, and I saw it when I was flying the drone. There's like a spaceship on the peninsula. I can already see some of these are dotted around, and they look really cool. But this is going to be a very nice walk. It's going to be a lot of people, I feel, but we'll get past it, we'll get sorted. Try and like elbow a few people away. I think that spaceman is my favorite, to be honest with you. So I think just the way that it was positioned as well. What I was trying to go for with the photo was just isolating him on the right-hand side of the ocean and having the cliff face in the background kind of look like he was on a different planet. I thought there were only like 10 art pieces. There are so many, and it kind of looks really cool. Again, I can't really interpret most of this, to be honest with you. I guess part of art is also just kind of the emotional impact on it. Like this one, for example.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
This one is fun. This one is actually really fun. I don't know how else to interpret that except for the fact that it's a very angry banana that might kill someone. How do you call that? A hangry banana? Is it hangry? I don't know, it's a shark. I was trying to think of like a collective pun for it all, but I don't think that's gonna work. I'm not a dad, so I don't have the right to have dad pun title yet. I think that's something I'm gonna be developing later on in life though, so stay tuned for that. It's a little bit sad that the sun is gone, to be honest with you. That's okay, we're not here for the photos. We're just gonna keep going. This spaceship looks so awesome. It is huge. Actually, there's a size comparison because someone's standing right there. Oh wow, it's really cool. This one moves. It's called the shape of water, and it moves for what I could assume would be the flow of water. This rocket ship is just so cool. I took some really nice photos of it in the middle, kind of separated using the leading lines of the path, but I was really aiming for it to look like it was, again, just out of this world, taking off. But there are so many more sculptures around here. There's too many to see, to be honest with you, and this is a video about Bondi. What makes Bondi so famous definitely has to be the scenery. The coastline that we've just walked, plus also the cliff face and the ocean. You can't lie to me, it is absolutely gorgeous. I find that it is a very picturesque summer place, especially to hang out in. It is a very much of a hangout spot among the locals. A lot of people meet here to come and spend time with their friends, and partly because it's bloody beautiful, honestly. I mean, let's have a quick look at this. It's also very old as well. There's a lot of history in Bondi. That's what makes it also very unique. It is the main beach of Sydney because this is kind of the first one that they found almost, and it's one of the largest. And I think the reason why it became so popular in the first place was because of the waves and the overall topography of the beach. It created these really nice waves for people to surf in, so it became a very popular spot. It's where I learned how to surf as a kid. It's where I used to come and learn how to swim. I did a triathlon here as well, and I used to train on the promenade, which we'll walk along as well. And then it has these pools, these fresh saltwater pools that are fed by the ocean. That's not chlorine, that's just ocean water that spills over during high tide, and you can kind of see it out in the corner there. It's honestly a great sensation to be swimming in that pool and then a wave comes crashing over the top of you. I can't describe it unless if you actually do it yourself, but it's a very cool sensation. I am now on a search for a bacon and egg roll because I am thoroughly hungry. We're gonna go for a food review time. Julio's food review. We're gonna rate the flavor, the cost, the overall experience of such a staple Australian breakfast. I got the last bacon and egg roll, which I am so excited for. I haven't had one of these in years. It is literally just bacon and egg on a brioche bun. This one has a bit of cheese. I'm literally salivating. I can barely even talk right now. Everyone loves to have it by the beach. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's crispy. This one's different. It has like a relish and some spinach in it. You don't normally get that. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Oh my God. Now look, I did spend too much on this. They should cost around like $9–10 bucks. It's bacon and egg. This one costs 15, which I would say is very expensive. But these things shouldn't be more than 10 bucks, I reckon. That's my personal opinion. You can figure out in the background, as the sun's out now, why this place is so beautiful. There's a little boat here. All right, the flavor, 10 out of 10. I think the relish was absolutely a great choice. There were two different types of cheeses, and it was also slightly spicy. I don't know how they did it. It was beautiful. It also had a bit of a crunch to it, especially on the brioche bun. Oh, 10 out of 10. Cost, honestly, 6 out of 10. It should not be 15 bucks. I don't care what else you put in there. It's bacon and egg with some flavor. 10 bucks. 10 bucks, period. The last one, experience, look at behind me. It's bloody awesome. I'm having bird friends eat with me at the beach. I have to say, experience was also 10 out of 10. Overall, unfortunately with the cost, I'm gonna leave this food review with a solid 8 out of 10 experience overall. And that concludes Julio's food review. All right, we're walking the promenade now, and this is where you would experience probably the most famous part of this place. So what put Bondi on the map was the TV shows that were around this area. one of which is Bondi Rescue. It is still going. It's got 18 seasons. It's got some of the most iconic scenes that have really put this place on the map. I think part of the reason why the TV show got so famous was because of the amount of tourists that would get stuck out in the water, especially wearing all these cotton clothing. So they just sink to the bottom of the ocean, and they had to do also so many different types of rescues. So that definitely put this place on the map. And I think the second one would be Bondi Vet as well. There's a famous doctor that lives on the other side of this beach where I'm walking towards, and they had a long-running TV show. I think it's still going as well. Very popular, and both of these TV shows combined really put this place on the map. It had the iconic anthem for Australia, honestly. It's called In the Summertime.
Take me back to the sweet times, the hot nights. Everything is gonna be alright in the summertime. Baby, in the summertime, that is where I'll be.
That song is periodically probably the most overplayed song whenever you think of Australia, whenever you think of Bondi, and it's all because it was the intro song to Bondi Rescue. The locals think it's overrated and there are better beaches, and I fully agree to that. But everyone knows of Bondi, and there has to be a reason for it. And you know what? I think the reason for it is how iconic the beach is in both pop culture when it comes to the TV shows, and the scenery itself, facing out into the Pacific Ocean with these beautiful coastlines and cliff faces surrounding it. It really has cemented itself into becoming the most famous beach in the entire world, and why people fly all over the world to come and look at this. I think every local has it in their hearts where they've come to Bondi, and every tourist that always flies down here is always amazed by what this beach ends up looking like, especially in the summertime. I think there's a very special place, not only in my heart, but in every local's heart, that makes this place so famous and so iconic.
I can't see any whales or dolphins in the water at the moment. I don't think we'll be able to tick that item off the list. Thing is that I had actually something negative to say about this place, and I'll explain why. But first, to explain why it's so good, the water is so blue and the waves are so big, and around it is just beauty. It's beautiful. I found just staring out at the ocean is a really nice leisure activity. There's so many beaches to choose from. Bondi is definitely not the best one, but it is one of the most beautiful ones. Considering the location, it's literally 15 minutes away from the city. It is so close. It is the main beach for everyone in this area and also Sydney, but I never really truly appreciated it. Since coming back from Canada, I came to this very spot. Right where I'm sitting now is a hill that overlooks the ocean. Now, I sat here just before I started my new job. And the reason why I came here was because I didn't want to start that job. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do this full time. And I loved the idea of on a Monday morning, I was sitting at Bondi, staring out at the ocean, looking at dolphins breach and the surfers going about their morning. I love the fact that I was out here shooting a video. I want it so bad. And that's the reason why I always find myself coming back here all of a sudden, sitting in this exact same spot. Bondi has all of a sudden become a very sentimental place for me because I sat here reflecting the fact that my morning was a YouTube day and I didn't have to go into the office. And then just before I started my new job, I came here in the same place contemplating and what I wanted to do ultimately, which is still YouTube. And then now I'm here again shooting another video. I'm moving to Melbourne soon, so this is going to be one of the last times that I actually look at this view. And yet again, here I am appreciating really the beauty of Sydney, the beauty of this place. You know, people travel tens of thousands of kilometers every day to come and look at this view, this beach. It's just crazy that I'm here, sitting here. I found a lot of times in my travels, it's always a hill with a view such as this. Could be any view, but a view such as this that made me really reflect on life and what I want to do. And it always came back to making videos. So I am so truly thankful for the people that do watch these videos. I am so truly thankful of the support of my friends and family. And I'm so truly thankful of my own will
to really pursue this heart and soul. I am so delusional in the fact that this is gonna work, and I know it's gonna work. So thank you all for watching so far, and definitely subscribe if you're new here. If this is your first video, I'm gonna be making more of these, and I've got more that I've already posted, so definitely have a watch, because I'm not slowing down, that is for sure. So please subscribe, because I wanna watch this view without having to worry about work on Monday.